Hi, I'm Julian Pavone, and I'm the youngest professional drummer in the world, and you're watching The Hot Seat with Zach Damon.
Julian, what do you think it was that spiked your interest in playing the drums at such an early age?
It was music that spiked my interest because I started in my mom's stomach, and my dad used to put headphones in my mom's stomach, and I used to kick to the rhythm and keep time. And then I became this.
If you couldn't play the drums, what other instrument would you play?
I would play the guitar because I used to play guitar. And violin, and maybe some other instruments.
What do you usually like to do other than play the drums?
I like to yo-yo because that's the thing in my school. I like playing games, like sometimes board games, video games. I like playing Caught Up. And much, much, much more.
You've met so many influential people already, but who is someone that you haven't met yet that you would like to meet?
I would love to meet John Bonham, and he already passed, but Buddy Rich, Ringo Starr, and Max Roach.
Have you ever had a funny moment happen, backstage or on stage? And if so, can you tell me about it?
When my dad almost passed out backstage.
Are you serious? He almost passed out?
Yeah, when he walked into the room when we were meeting Charlie Watts because we had backstage passes, I told Charlie Watts my dad's going to pass out.
Can you give me a face? You've been featured on the Oprah Winfrey Show, Good Morning America, in New York City, and many, many more. How do you balance school and the grinding schedule of appearances?
Well, I sometimes have to skip school, but the teacher gives me the work that we did. I usually finish in 1 or 2 days.
Where do you envision yourself when you're 18?
That's 9 years from now, but I think I envision myself earning awards and being pretty successful and having a great time.
Cool. What kind of awards would you like to win?
Grammys.
Grammys?
I would like to win a Grammy.
Yeah?
And
Best New Artist?
thank you.
Do you have any words of inspiration for other artists?
If you're into any instrument, always keep practicing and just keep on going. Don't ever stop. You got to push yourself.
Well, speaking of practicing, how often do you practice?
I practice 3 to 5 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And do you ever just say, you know what, I don't feel like doing this anymore, or is it always just something that you want to do?
I say it. I say it like inside, but I don't show it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still do it, and it's great to get it over with. Then you get to hang out and relax.
What do a lot of your friends think about you being a professional drummer that tours, that travels, that do all of this stuff, and yet you're not at school a good part of the time? I mean, how do they feel about that?
They treat me just like any normal kid.
Now, does your school have a band program, and have you joined, or will you join in the future, like in high school? Will you join the band?
I probably will join a band, but I was in a band in pre-K 4, and I played with a high school jazz band at the music hall.
And how old were you?
4.
And you were playing with a high school jazz band at 4 years old?
Yes.
One little boy from Metro Detroit is playing drums for a world-famous band.
Julian Pavone and the Contours. Let's check it out.
What does every man look at first?
You've done so much at 9 years old. So what would you say is your most proud moment so far as a musician?
Getting in the Guinness Book of World Record book. That was really cool, and my parents obviously helped me out by pushing me to keep drumming. And that's how I got the record. and meeting Charlie Watts.
How did you feel when you saw yourself in that book?
It's great to see myself in the Guinness Book of World Records.
You were on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
On the drums, just 1 year out of diapers, 3-year-old Julian Pavone.
What was that like?
It was great meeting Oprah, and she was really nice and really pretty, and I was on there when I was 3 and when I was 7.
Did she give you a hug?
Yes. She picked me up, and then she asked, where are you from? And I said, Africa. And she laughed so hard she almost dropped me. But I lived. I was good. I didn't fall.
Why did you say Africa? You didn't say Michigan?
I just heard that you're from Africa. Your soul's from Africa, and you're like a drummer. So I said Africa.
Well, Lisa is here, and Lisa is Julian's mom. When did you realize that he had a gift?
Oh my gosh, Julian, really, I think it started in the womb with him. He was very active. I always had music on my belly, and he kicked very regularly from the start.
Really?
Yes.
He was
yes.
hearing the downbeat.
He must have.
Yes.
He must have been feeling the groove.
Feeling the groove.
You know, I heard a rumor about you, Julian, that Tom Petty called you the Jimi Hendrix of the drums. Is that true?
It is true, and my dad still has it on his computer as an email, and it's crazy to get that from Tom Petty.
Tell me about your involvement with Children's Miracle Network.
Well, I am the youngest partner of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, and I was born at Beaumont, which is a Children's Miracle Network hospital, and I was born with 2 knots in my umbilical cord, and doctor said I really shouldn't be here.
Well, and you just raise awareness, right, for the organization.
Right. I help the Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
Is there anything else you want to highlight?
I'm a kid.
You're a kid?
Yeah.
So have fun?
Yes.
Well, Julian, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me.
Thank you.
It's been awesome.
Thank you very much. That's a wrap.
One of the big burning questions I wanted to ask you since we've met, what is it like to raise not only a 9-year-old kid, but a professional musician?
Well, the interesting thing about Julian, and I think the thing that makes it easy for us, is he really is, I would say, the majority of the time, a very normal kid. He's a totally normal kid. Of course, he goes and he performs, and he's this amazing talent and this prodigy. And when you see him in that light, you might think that that's all he is. And it's a big part of Julian, but he really is such a normal kid. He makes it easy for us because we just treat him that way most of the time.
What do other parents say when they see him? Is it interesting? Do they get intimidated, or are they just like, wow, you've done such a good job?
Oh, well, people are very complimentary, of course. But, Julian even impresses me. He's my child. I see him every day. I see him do this all of the time. It still impresses me. And so I feel like I'm a member of the audience as well. And so when people say this kind of stuff or they talk to us about it, I get it. Of course, I'm a little biased because he's mine. But, it's a big responsibility, too, for sure.
Yeah.
So we are here to support and encourage. But it's a lot of responsibility to make sure he stays, straight and narrow and all that good stuff.
Can you talk to me about when Julian was born? Because he started drumming very, very, very early on.
Yes,
in his
did.
development. So do you remember the day that you said, there's just something not different, but special about him?
I definitely remember the day. When I was pregnant with Julian, my husband placed headphones over my belly, and there was always Beatles music playing. He was a really active child. He had a very rhythmic kick in the womb. When he was born, he loved music. He really did. He was a bit of a colicky baby, and the music was very soothing to him. And when he got a little bit older, I think he was about 3 months old, he sat in my husband's lap in a little baby carrier, and my husband was playing the drums, and he held the sticks very well. And I remember saying to my husband, that's really wonderful that he can do that, and it's actually, it's kind of impressive that he can do that. So that was the moment.
What do you hope for him, when he's 18 and in his adult years?
That's a tough question, too, because I think, as you go along this path, we as parents might have an idea of what we think Julian should do or what he should be best doing. And for me, I want Julian to do what he wants to do. And we're here to support him and to encourage all of his talents, whatever they might be. If they happen to remain in drumming, awesome. If they happen to be in something else, that's awesome, too. So really, he's old enough now to really guide that ship a little bit more. So it's really what he wants to do.
Do you have any advice, I guess, for parents who have gifted children? What is some words of advice that you would give to them because their child has some exceptional talent? How do you nurture that, and what would you say to them?
That's a really good question, and it's actually something that my husband and I talked about early on. The fact that it's really important to give your children many opportunities, to expose them to all kinds of things. And if they show an interest in something, really support that interest because you never know where it'll go. So that would be my words of advice.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me, Lisa. I really
Of course.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Julian got started when, well before he was born. I would play music on my wife's stomach with headsets, and by the time that she was 8 months pregnant, Julian had developed this rhythmic kick. And I'd take the headsets off, the music off, and he'd stop kicking. And I specifically remember Strawberry Fields Forever by the Beatles, Strawberry Fields, and he would kick to the beat, and I'd take the headsets off and he'd stop.
So, can you tell me what it's like to be the sister of the youngest professional drummer in the world?
Well, it's really cool because Julian's my brother. I love him so much.
Tell me, I heard that you sing and you also play the drums.
Yes.
So, I heard that you guys are in a band together. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah? What's the band called, and where are you guys going to be performing anywhere sometime soon?
Yes.
What's the band called?
The Julian Pavone Experience.
Now, do you like performing with your brother? What does that feel like?
Feels really good because I'm with my brother.
Yeah?
Julian and Annalisa Pavone. Let's bring them out. Come on out, you guys. Oh, hi, guys.
I'm going to be playing a song, and Annalisa's going to be singing the song called Cops from the movie Pitch Perfect.
All right, let's see if they can impress or delight Miss White. Go ahead.
I got my ticket for the long way round. 2 bottles whiskey for the way. And I sure would like some sweet company. And I'm leaving tomorrow, what do you say? When I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair. You're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Yeah! Wow! That was pretty good. Wow!
What are your goals as a performer? I mean, you play the drums, but you sing and you dance. What do you like to do the most? Do you like to sing? Do you like to dance?
I like to sing and play the drums.
Yeah? So who's your favorite singer?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Wow. Now, what do you like about Michael Jackson? Why is he your favorite?
He carries the notes. He's really good, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And, I think you're well on your way, by the way.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. And I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
you know what? To know that he has such a supportive sister, is great. So I wish you the best.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Zach Damon. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Hot Seat.